Easy now. Papa got things making headlines.
Come down. Ooh, you make my high come down. Always tripping when you come around. I'ma have to cut you off, like right now. You see, I don't want to drive me. You can say that for your mama. Maybe you should smoke some. Me try the marijuana. I was never you good. The vibe was straight. Showed you a couple of things and they ain't finna change. I treated you right. Everything was a gift from a time to your bag and the color on your lip. Yeah, you plenty of fences.
Welcome to a special edition of Seahawks Man to Man, a YouTube exclusive. My name is Michael-Shawn and Christopher. You guys know where to follow me on whatever that app is called, that Elon Musk is running. At Mike Dugar is my name there, Mikedugar. You guys can see it on the screen because, again, it's on YouTube. Appreciate all you guys tapping in on our channel. Seahawks Man to Man, the name of the channel. We appreciate all the love and support always. That's why we're bringing you an exclusive episode every week. Chris, go ahead and talk to him.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Christopher Kidd. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at CKIDD206 and that's CKid206.
All right. Before we get into our standout plays, not a lot of positive because they got smoked. I want you guys to hear from Geno Smith. This is the first minute of his press conference. The opening question was from me. I asked him, when he looked back at the Ravens game, what stood out to him? And this was Geno's response.
Wasn't a good game by any stretch of the imagination, but you got to look at each play individually and then kind of go from there. And so one of the key things that we always talk about is third downs. And, if you look at all 12 or 11, I think it was 12 of them, all 12 of the third downs, right? You look at, the first one, great play call. They went cover zero, got the ball out. Jackson just bobbles it, and that's a human error. Things like that happen. Ball gets tipped on the second one. A couple things happen, on the third and fourth one where, like I say all the time, if we execute better, just the small things, then we're talking about conversions and not failed attempts. And so just looking at each one of those plays individually, I just feel like we all, had a part in it and we all could have done a lot better. And so overall, we're working to fix those things. That's an issue that's been hurting us all year. But, we got a lot more games to play. So, that's the positive part about it is we got a lot more chances to go out there and really improve on it.
In that regard, do you feel like the process on third down is generally okay?
Yeah. And that's what I was speaking on. I think our process, we always say process over results, and I think our process is really where it should be. I think the execution is where, too many times we've just kind of fell short.
Chris, I loved hearing that from Geno. Also, I like that, I got to get the first two questions in there. In the press conference. That was nice. My follow-up to that was, does he think the process is okay? And he was like, yeah, he thinks so. So, Chris, today, let's look at that process, shall we?
Let's do it.
Geno is correct. They had 12 third down attempts in the game. They only got one of them. We are going to look at two of those were in the fourth quarter. By the time then, it was 1,000,000 to 3. And the process on some of those is kind of whatever, but let's look at the first 10. That's a big enough sample size to get into some of what Geno was talking about and where we may disagree on whether the process was good or some examples of where the process was good. And he's correct because that is how you should evaluate an offense. Sometimes the results aren't there. Sometimes the protection's there. Sometimes the guy gets open and the ball hits him in the hands or something, or who knows. So let's go into all of them. This is the first one, Chris. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. So this is what, 3rd and 4?
Yeah. So 3rd and 4, ball on the Seahawks, 31, first quarter. You got it.
Yes. So like Geno mentioned, he talked about this one a little bit, so we don't have to spend a lot of time on this one. But I do think it's helpful to see that this is not one of those, even though it goes down as the Seahawks failed on third down. This is not like a failure to their process of evaluating how they protected things, how the throw was, how all the routes were. So like Geno mentions, they send a blitz here. They're showing a blitz as well. They got their linebackers up. They got one of them right there in the B gap. That's either Clean or Roquan. Doesn't really matter for the purposes of this, but you can tell that by how they're lined up, they're sending the house and they're pretty much manned up across that. So Geno's got to make sure he and Evan, all the protection, are on the same page. He's got to make sure he's got some type of quick throw just in case someone does come free. There's a free rusher that is on Geno, and he's got to get rid of the ball. You can't always protect as many people as they bring. Someone's got to be the hot. So in this case, looks like the hot is, well, it doesn't matter. Jackson gets open here at the bottom of the screen. After Tyler goes in motion, Jackson becomes the new guy on the bottom of the screen to the field. Boom, got the out, hits him in the hands, and he doesn't catch it. That's fine. This is the end zone view of that same thing. As you can see, yeah, they're showing the blitz. Multiple guys come in, multiple guys manned up on their dudes across the board. They actually drop out of it a little bit, but it doesn't matter. They sent people, and they had a great call for that. Guy was open. Guys were protected. Guy was open. Throw is fine. Throw hits my man in the hands. Or I don't know if he's my man. Have we decided who Jackson's is? He's somebody's boy on this program. I can't. Is he yours?
He's mine. Yeah.
He's your boy? Okay. Chris's boy. It hits his hands. He doesn't catch it. Great blitz pickup by Zach Charbonnet. But Chris, can we see that again actually before we go to the next one? I want to see the end zone view of this. Watch Zach Charbonnet on this blitz pickup. This is good stuff right here. This is Zach looking like a lineman. Bang. Boom. Suplexes that dude. But this is a good example here. I wanted to show this because Gino was right. The process is fine. It's a good play call. It's a good throw. It's a good route. Everything is right except for the execution, as Gino alludes to. Let's keep going because Gino has a point here. He has a point here as they keep going. This is also 3rd and 4. Let's see. We've got the same personnel out here, Chris.
Yeah, it's 11 again. Yep.
Yeah. 11's usually what you're going to see from these guys. What is interesting is how often Zach Charbonnet is getting the look here. That shows you how good he is in pass pro. And after that first one, you can tell why. So they're showing a little bit of their coverage again. They get the pre-snap indicator based on the Tyler motion. I love when Shane Waldron does that. It helps Gino see things a little bit. This time, they just choose to rush their 4. And Tyler is at the bottom of the screen. Chris, open. He's open. Can you freeze it at the time that Gino hits his back leg and is about to throw to Tyler? Yeah, look where Tyler is, and look at that DB. That DB's breakdancing, and Tyler is gonna be open. Instead, Gino tries to throw it, and Jadeveon Clowney knocks it down, and they're forced to punt. This is the end zone view of that same thing. Look at Evan Brown and Damian Lewis getting on the same page about who they have to block. The Ravens end up sending 4. Everybody's blocked. Clean pocket. Jadeveon Clowney knocks it down. Another example of good process. Everybody's blocked. A guy is open. Gino makes a decent throw. I don't necessarily put it getting batted on him. Clowney just makes a really great play to see that he's not going to get there. Now they start the game 0 for 2. And it looks like Gino throws incomplete. He's 0 for 2. And now it looks like, Chris, that they don't know what they're doing. Process was good. Results were bad. And sometimes you do got to live with that.
Absolutely. So this one, it's no surprise here. The Seahawks are going to be in 11 personnel. It's 3rd and 3, balls on the 40. And the Ravens here, man, they don't mind showing blitz. All right. That's one thing they're going to be doing. They believe in their ability to cover man-to-man. They're confident in their corners. And in this scenario, you got Parkinson at the top of your screen, Ty Lockett, JSN, and I believe that is also DK at the bottom of your screen. And in the backfield, that appears to be Charbonnet. So in this scenario, everything looks pretty good. I'm not sure about the protection here, but I think Gino is expecting a blitz in this regard. So we'll go ahead and run it. And as you can see, the guys, it looks like it's going to be a blitz. And Gino sends a guy in motion, brings him back out. Okay, what are they in? Okay, blitz needs to be picked up, and it's a nice throw. This is a really good and tough throw to make, especially in a zone like this. I'm pretty sure it's cover 3 showing blitz. And to be honest, the linebacker was just late. A lot of other linebackers might make that play, but Gino was able to throw a dart in between the linebacker, and I believe that's a corner there as well. Just a great concept, a great route, great catch, and the pocket held up. I didn't see too much wrong with this. Actually, they don't even blitz. They blitz the corner, my bad, or the safety, excuse me, number 14. We'll see it on the end zone view. You'll see him coming to the screen, but they show blitz with their linebackers. That's Roquan Smith and what's his name? Patrick Queen. They drop out and they send the nickel. So Gino actually throws to where the blitz is at, which you would like to see more often. And that was a really well executed play. Now the Seahawks are 1 of 2 on 3rd down. So if you're watching the game, you're thinking, okay, 1 for 3, excuse me. So if you're watching the game, you're like, okay, 33%. It can get better. They can probably get to 50 on their next one. And unfortunately, it doesn't get to that. But again, here's the execution of the play. I would like for Charbonnet to be more aware in that scenario of who's coming and who's not. He got sucked into the middle there, so we get an end zone view of it, and you can see Charbonnet's kind of thinking, "Well, damn, who do I block in this regard?" So there's Charbonnet. I'll pause it. He's right next to Geno. I'm not sure if he would be even able to get out there and make a block on the safety blitz here, but as you can see, he's like, "What? Who am I supposed to get?" And luckily, Geno's able to find Tyler Lockett and make a really tough throw and laser it in there. But those are, I think it's well executed. I don't have too much to gripe on that specific play, so we'll go ahead and give that a passing grade here. This next one, though, I think it starts off with the play call. I'm not liking the play call. O-line didn't really help much, and then also your receivers don't get open. So this is a combination of everything going wrong. So this is going to be 3rd and long, 3rd and 11. Ball is on the Seahawks 46, still in the first quarter. As you can guess it, it'll be 11 personnel, as Mike alluded to earlier on in the show. A lot of these are going to be 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 1 running back. And again, the Ravens, what are they showing? We're about to blitz possibly. So in this scenario, I'm going to go ahead and roll it. But before I roll it, I want you to look at the coverage right now. Look where the safeties and look at the safeties and the nickelback and where they're playing. 2 safeties high. Your nickelback is deep with the safeties, and your corners are playing. One of them's playing about 6.5, 7 yards off. Another one's pretty much playing press man, but he's going to bail. So I'm going to go ahead and roll it, and the press corner is on DK there, and then Ty Lockett has another corner on him, and JSN has all the space in the world. But I'm going to go ahead and roll this and just watch what happens. Watch how it develops. Watch what happens in the pocket. For one, when the ball is snapped, the pressure, they're just sending 4 guys. We're actually sending 5, a blitz there. The blitz gets picked up. Geno has to step up. But now, if you look, there is nowhere to go for the football. Everybody is still running their route. There's no option. There's no outlet. There's no dump off. Everyone's running right now what appears to be a go. And then you have Patrick Queen at the middle of the field, who is basically just taking on in this zone coverage. He is taking JSN out of the play. He is eyeing in on him, and he is basically taking that away. And then you have number 21 at the bottom of your screen, pretty much locked up on Lockett. You have safety help over the top with DK. That's Humphreys over there against DK. And then you have another safety. And then you have your nickel back. And then you have another safety deep in the middle of the field. The Ravens did a really good job of covering this up and being able to blitz and just blanketing everything. So we're going to go ahead and continue to roll it. Geno has nowhere to go. There's nothing. What is Geno supposed to do? For real. And there was holding on the play or hands to the face, whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
so
it was holding on Jason Peters on this.
So there's holding. And it didn't matter. He didn't hold long enough because Geno wasn't able to escape. Perfectly dialed up blitz by the Ravens and poorly executed offensive play. No outlet. Everyone's going deep. And I remember someone on Twitter questions asking about max protection. Well, guess what this is, guys? This is max protection. You got Noah Fant back there, and you got Zach Charbonnet. And I'm going to roll for the end zone view and watch what happens. Max protection, and there's still not enough time. There's nowhere for Geno to go. So all 3 levels, that was just a poor design, poor execution. And I'll give a little shout out to the Ravens for watching film and knowing that this is what the Seahawks would try to do, and they executed their game plan on that specific play to perfection.
And Chris, real quick before you go to the next one, that's the fact that they're even in 3rd and 11 speaks to a problem that is going to end up being a theme in this game. Like it was so after this play, you just showed them picking up the play to Tyler, right? That gives them a new set of downs. They pick up 4 yards on 1st and 10 on a run to Zach Charbonnet. That's great. It's 2nd and 6. Playbook's open. You're at a pretty advantageous spot of the field. They're right across midfield. It's great. They're in a good spot. Jason Peters, false start.
Yeah.
So just like that, you go from 2nd and 6 to 2nd and 11. And I think the next play is like incomplete to Tyler. But the next play on that is 2nd and 11, and it's incomplete to Tyler. But it's those type of things when you talk about like everyone playing a role. It's like they do everything right. They convert on 3rd down. They get the ball to one of their playmakers on 1st down. They get good success. 4 yards on 1st down is great. Every team will take that. Boom. False start. Now you're back behind schedule. It's almost like the run didn't happen, and then you get in 3rd and long, and then they dial it up. Like it was just that became the day. That right there is when it just started unraveling. So yeah, I wanted to point that out about that play because it's as we'll talk about, that became a theme of the day, getting behind the chains and this being screwed after that.
Well, what do you know? I guess we're going to continue this trend of being behind the chains. 3rd and 4 actually.
Yeah, this one's manageable. Yeah, this is 3rd and
It's
4.
manageable, but it's all about the process. So when I was watching the game live, I saw Tyler Lockett at the bottom of the screen waving his hands, doing this, and he was trying to get the attention of somebody to know what was going on. So I'm going to roll it, and let me see if it's in here. So Gino checks, right? There's Gino communicating. We're switching the play. Bobo looks in, he gets it. And then watch Tyler Lockett at the bottom of the screen. And yes, this is 11 personnel again. You have 3 wide receivers, your tight end, which is Fant out there, and running back, I believe that is Zach Charbonnet. So I'm going to rewind it a little bit because I just want to go through the check. So Gino's checking. He sees something that he wants to switch it up. We're going to switch up the play here. And you can see at the bottom of the screen, Tyler Lockett has his hands up, and he's trying to figure out what's going on. He never gets it. So in this, you roll it. Right now, if you're looking at this, you're thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to blitz. They don't blitz. It's going to be a cover 2. They're going to drop out of it. It's going to be a cover 2. You see the 2 safeties over the top. You have your, I like how the Ravens disguise it really well. You have 1 corner pressed up. So you could think, oh, maybe it's man. You don't know until you snap it. And then you trying to see everything unfold. You'll see the linebackers drop, and you'll see the corners stay about 7 yards. They don't go too deep because the safety takes over after that. So in this scenario, I'm based on this, Tyler Lockett was supposed to take an outside release, and he doesn't. And it gets picked off. So I'll stop it where Tyler Lockett starts running his route. Had he taken an outside release, maybe he's able to disrupt it. I don't know. Not a great pass, but so Tyler Lockett is heading inside. It is cover 2. Number 21 is sitting on it. He knows where he's supposed to be. He's going to probably mush Tyler Lockett, just give him a little shove to try to slow his route down, and the safety is going to take over from there. There it goes. He runs by him, but he runs by him. Can't even get that out of my mouth. He runs by him, and the ball is thrown to the outside where Gino expected him to be, but because Lockett was unsure of the route he was supposed to run, it gets picked off. And this is just poor execution. Not being able to get the play in to everyone that needs to know what's going on. Again, here it is. We're going to get the end zone view. Gino says, I see something. I'm going to switch it up. You do this, you do that. All right, cool. Let's rock and roll with it. Ravens again are showing blitz. You got the linebackers, or you got a linebacker, and that's number 0. So I believe that's Roquan, one of the 2, whoever it is. It doesn't really matter.
That's Roquan,
and then you have your other linebacker on the opposite side looking like he's going to blitz as well. They end up just rushing 4, do a little stunt. Gino thinks he has something, and unfortunately he does not. It was just poorly executed. I like the fact that he did audible to something, that he did see, that he thought, okay, we can beat you outside with Lockett. But unfortunately, Lockett just didn't know what was going on, and that cost him. That was a turnover, and those things you just can't have happen. So obviously, I don't expect this to be a problem going forward. I've seen plenty of games where they execute on audibles, and it's a big play. This is one of those that they didn't execute, and unfortunately, it resulted in a turnover, and that's just something that they have to get better at if they want to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I don't even think that this is I would, if I'm charting this, I don't even think this is necessarily a great process in terms of the change. Because if Tyler's supposed to if Gino thinks Tyler's running a go from cover 2,
that's
that
tough.
Safety he might pick that regardless. Or maybe not, but that's not what I would have checked to. Like I wouldn't have checked to just run a go against that look. I think Pete might have mentioned that might have been a play that fooled him too. So you get another instance where like process isn't good and the communication's not good, and you get where Tyler's looking up to get the signal and he don't get the signal. It's something, and as you guys are seeing, it's something different each time. Like whether it's 3rd and long, 3rd and manageable, for some reason something goes wrong, and that's usually the sign of a not good offense. Something gets batted. We got a drop. We got a miscommunication. And what are we only in? We're in what? This is our 5th or 6th Third down.
6-1. This would be our
This
sixth
is
one
the
right here.
sixth.
Yeah.
This one coming up is the sixth.
Yep.
Yeah, that is the troubling part when I look at Seattle's offense. Even if you look at it through the lens that Gino mentioned, which again I think is good. Look at all of the plays individually and say everybody needs to do better. Yeah, you're right. But the problem you're asking somebody different is not getting their part done. That's really concerning. And this was week 9 of the season. Yeah, this is the next one. What is this? 3rd and 1,000,000?
This is 3rd and 14. Balls on the Seahawks 33.
Yeah, and this is 3rd and 14 because of something also bad. Oh, Gino took a sack. Took a sack on 2nd and 8 after they only got 2 yards on a first down run by Ken Walker because the blocking was so bad. Ken ran into the back of, I think, Noah Fant and then has to just, scramble for 2 yards, and then Gino takes a sack. Now we're looking at 3rd and 14. You can't do nothing on 3rd and 14. Look, the Ravens don't even want to fake a blitz this time. It's just like, we don't need no pressure. Y'all ain't getting this. Ravens have a really arrogant defensive coordinator. I don't know him. I'm talking about just based on how he calls the games. You could tell that dude he ain't scared of nothing. He brings the fight to the offense. I like this guy. But yeah, it's 3rd and 14. Run this, Chris. Ain't even nothing they could do on here. It's like one of the few plays that actually executed fine. It just didn't, go nowhere. You guys know I hate screens. But this is probably all you can realistically hope for here. Look, they're like, we ain't rushing y'all. What you mean? 3rd and 14? We got this. Yeah, they rush for boom, screen call. Screen probably would have done a lot better if they had blitzed. Instead, they did not. That was probably an instance where the Ravens probably thought, y'all ain't gonna do nothing but run a screen. They've run this screen to Jackson like a few times on 3rd and long. So this is also just good film work by them. What are we up to now, Chris? They went 0-2, 1-3, 1-4, 1-5, 1-6. What was that? 1 for 6 now?
1 for 6. We're on our 7th one. Yep.
Yes. This is what is this? This is 3rd and 11 now.
Gonna be 3rd and 11. They're in the red zone here, and this is about to be halftime. So you got about a minute before halftime, second quarter.
Yeah. See, it was so many bad ones here. This was also a case of bad execution on 1st and 2nd down. So on this one, Charles Cross gets beat on his block on 1st down. That way, Gino doesn't have time to step into his throw. He would have hit DK in the end zone for a touchdown. Then the score at that point, I think, would have been like 14-7 or something like that, or 14-10. And it's a ball game at that point. Instead, Speed Rush gets him, or not Speed Rush, just I think he just gets walked back into Gino. And then on 2nd down, I think Zach Charbonnet loses a yard on a run. So there you go. Because y'all it's not blocked up. Now you're looking at 3rd and 11 again, which is not. It's just a place you can't live in that. You just cannot. In this game, this is a crazy number. Look this up before I had it in my story, but I also want to re-look it up for the show for you guys. So the Seahawks had an average distance to travel on 3rd down in this game of 9.8 yards. Their average was 9.8. That basically means their first 2 downs did nothing. That is insane. That's by far their highest of the season. Like, it's not one of the highest of the year. I looked that up because I was very curious about that. I think it's like the 15th. It's the 16th highest. It's tied with a few other teams from this year. But still, that means you damn near got nothing on 1st and 2nd down. That was their average. Their average for the season is much lower, but it's still one of the worst in the league. So that also contributes to why they're so bad on 3rd down. On this one, go ahead and run this one. Chris, they're in their favorite personnel, 11. You get the pre-snap indicator with the motion. You can kind of tell like guys are going to be manned up with the cat following Noah like that. Gino has a smidge of time. And in this case, the ball is knocked down again. Again, it's something different. Now we're back to the balls getting batted down. Like Gino mentioned, it's somebody here, somebody there. Everybody has to do better. This is where the process was like, okay, go ahead and pause it when Gino hits his back leg before he lets it go. Like, it's like, okay, I guess. I don't actually know if this ball gets to DK, but DK does have inside position right here. Like, when Gino's going to let this go, like, this is a shot. And either DK can catch it or Geno Stone maybe like smacks him and gets like fined, and it's one of them roughness penalties. And then shoot, Chris, they could have the ball at 1st and goal at the 1 if Geno Stone makes a mistake, smacks DK, and then then it's a penalty. They got the ball, and then Ken Walker or Zach just runs it in, and boom, it's a ball game again. There were a lot of chances to be a ball game, but something different just kept going wrong. And this was, I go back and forth on whether this was good process, because there is a possibility that Geno Stone just picks this ball off and just houses it. Like you play it, Chris, like Geno Stone's coming downhill pretty tough there. And by how he reacts, you would think that he thinks that he was like, yo, I just had a pick 6 if bro don't knock that ball down. But it's something different each time. Again, we're going through these plays one by one. I forget what point of the game this was, but the point is it could have been, the score was 14-0 right here. Like they could have had a shot, and instead they're down 14-3, and they can't get it right. And then, Chris, this might be the worst one.
Yeah, we got 3rd and 21. So this is where I would concede here, to be honest. So I didn't like the play call. I didn't like the fact that they're actually trying to get it at this point. Just run the JSN screen. For real, 3rd and 21. You need 2 first downs, and you really drop Geno back as if you're about to try to launch this joint and get a first down. And again, it's 11 personnel, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, a running back. Ravens, man, they look like they're about to blitz yet again. So we're gonna go ahead and roll this tape here. Pre-snap motion. Okay, I don't know what they're in yet, but man, look at where everyone is at. I'm gonna pause it right now. Look at how far off all these DBs are playing. In my head, if I'm the quarterback, I'm thinking, yeah, this is probably going to be a blitz. Maybe I'll just check down, do a quick screen, because I will not have the time to drop back and throw a deep ball. And even then, do you really want to risk it? Just look at how everyone's positioned. Everyone's covered. There's really nowhere for you to throw it unless you take something short, just based on the pre-snap. Now, obviously, Geno can't see the all 22 when he's in the game, but you have a feel for the game. You've seen the film. I'm sure he watched a bunch of film on how the Ravens play their defense on 3rd and long situations. So in this scenario, maybe you do check down. So this was just a bad play all around. I mean, there's just nothing, and it takes too much time. This play is just not going to work. So again, we're going to look at it. I'm going to go step by step with you real quick. So guess what they do? They don't blitz. It's just a 4-man front. 4-man guys are able to get pressure. And unfortunately, Charles Cross here, he gets beat. And part of it's because this is a long developing play on 3rd and 21. It's going to take 2 or 3 seconds for these guys to get downfield. Then Geno has to get comfortable and rip it. There's just a lot that goes into this specific play. So when Geno gets to the back of his drop, where is he going to go? Yet again, where is he supposed to go? Everyone is looking downfield. All he sees is numbers and helmets. He don't see nobody's eyes, no receiver's eyes. He sees the back of his teammate's head. If I'm the quarterback, I'm thinking I have nowhere to go. And then also, again, Charles Cross is getting beat. As you can see, he's trying to fend off, I think that's number 50, Vanoy.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Ultimately, it's too late because Geno's going to have to step up to make this throw. It's very hard for a quarterback to back up and just launch it. There's only a few guys in the NFL that can do that and still throw it on the tightrope. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen when he's not cuckoo, Lamar Jackson. It's just very hard to do. And Geno needs to step up. And when he steps up to even just plant to throw it, strip sack. So for one, I don't like the play call. 3rd and 21. I know people are like, well, Chris, you got to try something. Well, this ain't it. You might as well just do the little screen. It'll get you 5 yards. Cool. Just take those little wins there. This is not going to get it done. Trying to launch it. And who's he going to throw to? Noah Fant? Let's say he does rip the ball to Noah Fant on this play here. Let me back it up. We're going to go ahead and roll it and pretend that Charles Cross is able to stall Vanoy and he hits Noah Fant. So let's say he hits Noah Fant. All right, cool. Maybe you can get into field goal range, but even then, that's going to be a 60-yarder. So not a great play call. Just poor execution. Everything was bad about it. Just an ugly one, especially in 3rd and 21. The play sheet only got so many plays. And in this scenario, 3rd and 21, yeah, just call a screen, buddy. Just call a screen because now you got a turnover and you give the ball right back to Baltimore. So this is just a nasty play all around.
Yeah, I think the best bet there was probably to hit DK. Maybe that's where he's going. I can't tell on that one. Can you bring it back up? Because that meant I actually never had envisioned who he might have been trying to throw to because Charles is beat so bad. Charles too also I didn't ask him. He could have been expecting a better chip from Zach here. That's worth mentioning as well because Zach kind of like doesn't actually looks like make contact, and Charles is kind of set in a way that's like, man, if he had got a chip, maybe he holds on a little bit. And yeah, maybe Sweet squeezes that window there between that backer and the corner. There's maybe a little actually there might be a window there. It depends if that backer's on. I can't tell where Gino's eyes are. That's the tricky part.
It could be
if
on
his eyes are on Noah, then
Yeah.
that would explain why the backer's right there. But DK's got like a little steppy step. You know, let me see the end zone view. This might be helpful. Maybe we can see where Gino's eyes are. Because maybe he is going for DK right here. If he goes for DK, I'm feel better about the process. I can't necessarily. Oh, actually, it's hard. He might be going to DK there. That might be. Yeah, I might be okay with that. But yeah, you can't do anything as soon as you hit your back leg. Somebody's on your arm. This is where when you go through each play, if you're the quarterback, like I feel him why he's like, yo, we all can do better. Because I do think he can probably step up here, but the problem with stepping up is now the whole timing of the play is thrown off. Now that little window there where DK was open, now that's closed. And now you're in a scramble situation where it could get worse or it could get better. You never know. But like I can see why Gino hit his back leg and was like, oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, damn. I'm already under pressure, especially when you got a running back in there who looks like he's supposed to chip. He had just so much wrong that I hope you guys are seeing this theme here. It doesn't necessarily have a lot to do with the quarterback. There's not a lot here where we're just like I think the interception was probably having Tyler run a go there. It's probably not something I would have done. But like, Chris, it doesn't look like there's even a lot where it's like, damn, Gino, you stink. No. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that when I watch this. I'm seeing a whole offense from some of the calls to some of the protection to some of the catching.
You know, obviously,
it's just not there. You know, so all right, what else? What came after this? I feel like it was another 3rd and 1 million too.
Yeah, it is 3rd and a long ways to go. Something we shouldn't be surprised about. Seahawks have been good at giving us 3rd and long this entire series that we've given you guys so far. So here's another one, 3rd and, as Mike says, 1 million.
Yeah, 3rd and 15. You pause it real quick. The Ravens still trying to feign a little pressure, this time from like off the slot. But as we've been showing you guys, the Ravens have shown also a willingness to just rush their dudes when it's 3rd and 1 million. Because they know they can get there. I don't know how many times they had sacked Gino to this point in the game, but they felt like they could get there. In this case, let me see why it was even third and 15. I can't remember. I feel like somebody whiffed on something, and it was pretty bad. Let's see, 3rd and 15. So on 1st and 10, Ken ran for no gain. Oh, I remember now. This is where he has nowhere to go up the right side. I think Disley loses his block. This wasn't a great blocking day for Disley, which is pretty. That shows you what type of day it was for the offense. If I can say it wasn't a great blocking day for Will Disley, it's like, damn, man, he's usually on it. And that was their first down play. And their second down play was a throw to Ken Walker, a play action where the Ravens blitzed on the play action. And by the time Gino turned around and tried to throw to Ken Walker in the flat, he was just like, oh my God, I have to throw it away. Otherwise, it's going to be a pick six if I put it right on Ken. So just off the bat, all right, you try to get the ball to try play action, doesn't work. You try to run the ball, doesn't work. Now you're on 3rd and 10. Well, how does it get to 3rd and 15? Well, we had a false start by Charles Cross. Everything. None of these things are the quarterback. Shoot, I don't even think those two things are the play caller either. This is just other guys. This is someone in the 11 that they need to execute, finding a way to not execute damn near every time. It really is so easy to look at this offense and see that they have bigger problems than just like Gino turning the ball over. While me and Chris will agree with you guys, that is a problem. You can't just keep turning it over. But you see also how they have just as big of problems, right? Tyler not running the route that Geno thought he was going to run on that. Charles Cross getting beat by the time Geno hits the top of his drop. So there's the fumble. Like these are reasons. This is why Pete Carroll pretty much after every game is like, he watches. First off, he doesn't blame Geno in real time, but then he watches the film and he's like, yeah, what was Geno supposed to do? Did it after the Bengals game. Did it after the Cardinals, I believe, a little bit, not as much. Yeah, he blamed the Cardinals interception on Bobo. This game, he's like, oh, yeah, we didn't communicate well, probably because Bobo is supposed to tell Tyler to run the go, and he does not. So just something different every time. Run this one, Kristen, keep pausing for me at the top of Geno's drop. So the top of his drop, where's he supposed to go? Like Chris said, looking at helmets, which when it's 3rd and 15, people do got to get deeper than the sticks, but this is tough. Because the pressure's been getting to them, you only got 3 guys in the route concept against, what is this, Chris? 7 DBs? Like, there's just not, I don't even know what Shane Waldron's supposed to do. And there's only so many times you can run the JSN screenplay. Like, eventually you have to just call something else or try to get one of those 3rd downs. And here, you got nothing. Like, roll it a little bit further. We'll see if anyone gets to the sticks. By the time anyone gets to the sticks, I believe that's Tyler at the top of our screen. Getting to the top of his drop, and he's at the sticks. But by then, there's pressure in Geno's face. Can't do nothing. DK's doubled at the bottom of the screen. I think that's it doesn't matter who that is in the middle of the screen because they ain't open. So you got 3 on 7. You leave guys in to protect. You think you can block them. You can't. By the time Geno wants to get to his second read, he's flushed out of the pocket. Just dumps it down to Jacques Charbonnet, who picks up. Doesn't matter. He's not even close. Like, this is not, I don't even think this is bad process either, because you think you can block these guys. Let's see how many guys they bring on this.
Just 4.
They only bring 4? Like, come on, man. Tries to bring 4. By the time Geno comes off of he tries to come off Tyler. Vinoy's right in his face. Now, this is about to say this is actually good execution by the Ravens, but you want to pick this stuff up when you got the guys in there to block it. And then, yeah, by the time, this is Geno looking to that. I think that was Tyler with the sticks.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
There. Yeah, he wants Tyler at the sticks. Can't get there. By the time he wants to, all right, maybe check on DK. Nope, doesn't matter. Got to check it down, and that's just no chance. I think Zach picked up like 5 yards. There's so much wrong with all this. It starts in the early downs. Like, we actually could have chosen to just do all of the early down plays that led to these 3rd downs, and it would have been just as rough. But because it's what Geno mentioned this week, I thought it would be cool to show you guys like all of these 3rd downs. Is it the last one we have?
Oh, thank goodness, man. This is it.
This is what 3rd. This is 3rd and 16. And now
doesn't get better.
It's getting worse. All right. Why is this 3rd and 16? So their first play was short to Jackson Smith and Jigba for 8 yards. That was actually a good play. It was a blitz situation. Geno threw hot. Great. Now you're at 2nd and 2. Chris, they pick up 10 yards on 2nd and 2 with a run to Ken. Only problem. Evan Brown's calling for a hold. So there you go. Now you're behind the chains again. And at that point, now you're looking at 2nd and 12. Ken loses 4 yards because I forget why he exactly lost 4 yards. I don't think he had nowhere to go. On
Stone Forsythe just gets barbecued, I believe.
I think this is also the one where they ran into a blitz. It was the one where they run into a blitz. They do that. They do one of their favorite plays, which is probably the Ravens knew it was coming, where they pull Charles and Damian across the formation, and it's that's probably counter. And then usually what you can get is you're creating a numbers advantage on the right side. I think it's a very similar version, if not the same exact play that Rashad Penny scores against the Lions on 3rd and 16 last year. It looks great when it works, and when it doesn't, you can lose 4 yards. So there we go. We're right back in the 3rd and 16 now. The Ravens this time, like, all right, we're going to show y'all some blitz this time. It's a lot of the same looks that we're getting with them, looking like they're going to show pressure, dropping guys out. This time, it's almost an interception in the flat to Noah Fant. So here we go. Here's the look that they're showing. The Ravens are really good at this. The Ravens are going to kick a lot of people's butt the rest of the year. They're really good, but they got. If Noah leaves, you got 6 to block however many they bring. Let's show how many they bring. How many they bring here?
4.
They only bring 4, huh? So you got the guys that in theory to block. Geno leaves. Looks like a little early, but at this point, show the all 22 again. We don't know where he's going. Where's he supposed to go? Drop it at his pause at his back leg. Boom, top of his drop. Nothing, man.
Helmets.
Just nothing here. Helmets, guys covered. Maybe he could just throw it up to DK at the top of the screen. I think that's Tyler at the bottom of the screen. There's just nothing. Roll it a little bit further. Yeah, man, ain't nothing. Marlon's on top of Tyler. DK's is a safety
Doubled.
over there. Yeah, he's doubled. He's got, I think, looks like JSN rolling through the middle of the field. But by the time he wants to get there, he's got a guy coming. It's just a mess. And then by the time he even can check it to Noah, Kyle Hamilton nearly picks him off again, which is probably not a great throw by Geno, but guys, at this point, it's like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You got just no execution on any of these, and that is why I can see why if when I asked Geno what stood out to you when you watched the tape, he's like, yeah, man, third down, go through each one. It's just something he ends up saying we all could be better. And damn it if he ain't right, Chris. Everybody.
Well, we just gave you 10 plays, a great sample size.
A lot of the same situation, but like the same problems. Yeah, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 15, whatever. It doesn't matter. Yo, execute. You can't get it. And there's ways to pick those up. What the Ravens picked up, what, a 3rd and 18 damn near?
With Mark Andrews, yeah.
They picked up 16 yards to at least make it a manageable. Yeah. Seahawks didn't even do that, which that would be my minimum expectation. Yeah, it's 3rd and 20. Can you get 15? Make that 3rd and medium at a 4th and medium in that case. So just so much wrong, Chris. And I thought Geno gave a good insight to how they evaluate. Look at the process. Look at the play call. Look at the protection. Look at the routes. Look what the defense gave us. Look at the throw if there is one, and then judge. Go one by one and do it. We did. He's right. Everybody needs to be better this week against the Commanders and going forward. This is not just a Shane thing. He's part of it. It's not just a Geno thing. He's part of it. It's not just the O-line. They're part of it. It's not just the receivers. They're part of it. Chris, everybody got to be better. Everybody got to be better. And that's on early downs, 3rd downs. I don't know if I've seen that. That's one of the worst 3rd down performances I've seen from them. 1 for 12. And we didn't even show the other 2 that they didn't get.
Yeah.
But 1 for 10 would be bad. It was just a bad day for reasons that go beyond the quarterback. Like, the blame pie has a little bit of everybody in the chart, man. Everybody got to eat some of this.
8.3% on 3rd down. Not going to get it done versus anybody. And on that note, we want to thank you guys for joining us for another little film session on our man, I don't even like calling them Standout, but they did stand out for a multitude of reasons.
They did stand out, yeah.
So usually when you hear Standout, you're thinking, oh, what great plays are we going to see today? Yeah, not much, guys. We showed you one good play out of these 12. So on that note, we will catch you guys after the Seahawks take on the Commanders on Monday morning. You guys have a safe and great weekend, and we will talk to you then. Have a good one.